The Static Caller Part 4. The First Replacement. After the entity stepped out of the substation, reports of missing persons doubled. At first, the disappearances followed the same pattern. 2:12 a.m. static. A voice. A knock. But then the pattern changed. The signal no longer wanted to copy humans. It wanted to replace them. Incident 1. The Missing Mother. A woman named Claire Devons, a nurse and mother of 2, was last seen leaving her night shift at 1:46 a.m. At 2:12 a.m., her phone rang. Neighbors reported hearing Claire talking to someone outside her house in a normal, calm tone, almost like she was catching up with an old friend. Except she wasn't alone. The neighbors could clearly hear 2 voices. Claire's voice. And someone repeated her words a split second later. Like an echo in perfect sync. Her front door opened. She walked inside. But she didn't close the door behind her. She stood in the doorway for exactly 17 minutes. Motionless. Staring straight into the dark. When her husband got home at 3:10 a.m., Claire was gone. But someone was sitting at the kitchen table. A figure. Wearing Claire's clothes. With Claire's hair. And no face. Not blank. Just static. Her husband screamed. The entity slowly turned its head toward him and whispered in Claire's voice, "I'm almost finished." Then the figure collapsed, melting into a puddle of static that crawled across the floor like living smoke and disappeared into the wall. Claire's real body was never found. But cameras on the highway caught something walking barefoot along the road at sunrise, something that looked like Claire. Except its shadow flickered like a broken video file. Incident 2. The Broadcast Interview. A local news station was airing an interview with a man who claimed he saw a static-shaped person near a phone tower. Midway through the interview, the audio glitched. For half a second, the man's face flickered, then 2 versions of him appeared. The man sitting in the studio, and the same man standing in the corner of the screen. The one in the corner wasn't breathing. Wasn't blinking. Just staring at the camera. Then, the live feed is cut to static. When they returned, the guest was gone. Studio security found nothing. But in the playback footage, technicians noticed something. The corner version of the man slowly grew more detailed, until it looked more real than the original. Incident 3. The Boy Who Wasn't the Boy. A 9-year-old boy named Ethan was reported missing after answering a strange call on his tablet. His parents said he talked to someone for 6 minutes, though the device had no call log. When they rushed into his room, Ethan was staring at the wall, unblinking. And then he said, "That wasn't me." The lights flickered. The room filled with a low electronic hum. His shadow stretched unnaturally long across the floor. When the parents blinked, just once, Ethan was standing beside the bed. And also sitting on it. 2 Ethans. One crying. One smiling. The smiling one dissolved into static and slipped under the doorframe like fog. The real Ethan remembered nothing. But the next night, several neighbors claimed they saw a child standing in their yard, whispering in Ethan's voice, "I come in now?" Incident 4. The First Full Replacement. The event that confirmed everything happened in a small grocery store. 2:12 a.m. The automatic doors opened by themselves. The security guard saw what he thought was a woman entering. Long hair. Regular clothes. Calm steps. But her shadow lagged behind her body like it was delayed. She walked down the aisle, picked up a bottle of water, and walked out without paying. The guard followed her outside, but she was nowhere. He turned around to go back in, and saw her standing inside the store again. Same position, holding the same bottle. Same expression. Except this time, her face was complete. Perfect. Too perfect. Like a 3D render that hadn't fully finished loading. She spoke without moving her mouth. "I've crossed over." Her face glitched. Then stabilized. Her shadow finally aligned with her. She smiled, a human smile, too natural. Too clean. Then she walked away. She was later identified by police. She matched the exact appearance of someone who went missing 11 days earlier. Same clothes. Same build. Same face. But DNA testing confirmed. She wasn't human. And she wasn't the last. The final transmission. Every phone in the region received a notification. Not a call, not a voicemail. A video. 2 seconds long. A blank screen. Then a message. We only replace the ones who answer. The screen went black. Then the static voice whispered, "Thank you for picking up."